Okay, so today I'm going to be doing obviously controller settings, and you might be wondering why I'm not on controller. Reason number one is I don't have very easy access to a controller right now. Reason number two, which is probably even if I did have a controller, it's a lot easier to go through the Minecraft Bedrock Edition user interface with using like either a mouse or like touch or something, because controllers, it's going to be a lot of me pressing buttons just to get from one thing to another. But basically these are settings and controls and like good stuff you should do if you're playing on Xbox or ps4 or a phone and you have a controller. Yeah, so that's what we're doing today. Let's just jump into the first bit. So obviously I'm going to go through the settings first. Controller, you probably want your sensitivity around 100 to like 80, around that, because problem with controller, the thing with like I can go really fast with my mouse because I can move my mouse as fast as I want, but with controller you can't really make it go any faster than like the defaults. You want your sensitivity as high as possible. This does make aiming a little harder, but it makes things like block clutching and like generally just being able to do things a lot easier. Invert y-axis, what you want off, that just makes it harder for you. Auto jump can make you fall into the void on many game modes. It can make you do a lot of stuff you don't want to do. It can make you take more knockback if you do it by accident, so yeah, turn that off. Hide controller hints, you want that on. The little things in the corner you have when you play with controller. The reason you want that off is because if you record video or you just want to not clutter up your screen with unnecessary stuff, it makes it a lot easier. AB button swap, that's up to you, doesn't do much. XY button swap, it's not really a point, because you can just change what you have on X and Y. Controller cursor sensitivity, you want all the way up, definitely. And hide controller cursor you want off. The main things is you want this to be this. The main things the main things for controllers that you need to know, you can have pretty much everything however you want it, but you want these to be attack and destroy. You want this to be use item place blocks so you can do it faster. Because these, you're a lot better for jitter clicking or just clicking faster than this. Any of the stuff that you won't need to do immediately, you can put on the D-pad. Sometimes you'll want two different types of shift, because there's sneak / fly down. There's also fly down slow, and they both work as like two different kinds of shift, and sometimes that makes stuff like easier. Sprint you want on the LS if you have that to move, just so you can move and sprint and all of that, and it's a lot easier to like double tap, W tap and whatever. Yeah, it's generally what you want for that. Now I'm gonna go into video. This is gonna be quite a short video just because I don't want to take up too much of your time. However, speaking of taking up too much of your time, remember to subscribe. Yeah, so next you probably want your brightness 100. Just, why not? I'm going through this, even though I've already done it in my other settings video, specifically because some of it changes for if you're on controller. For instance, hide paper doll depends how good you are with controller, because of the way shifting works on controller. It's different to like any other type of shifting. You might want to have that on just so you can like figure out, because often you'll like maybe think you're shifting because you pressed it a certain amount of times, but you're not, and you just walk over the edge of a block if you're like one block away or whatever, so you know. Screen animations, no point. Hide HUDs, useless. You definitely want that off. HUD opacity, 100%, just because just scrolling through the HUD, you want to know exactly where you are, especially since you can't hotkey on controller. FOV, a lot of people on Bedrock have it as either really high. If you're doing that, you're pretty much just hurting your eyes, and it doesn't really do much for you. It doesn't. There are a lot of people that think it's good, but they're just lying to themselves. Also, having it really low, that genuinely damages gameplay. You probably want it around 80 degrees. The average, no, like the basic for Minecraft is 70. That's okay, but it is a bit small, so you can have it around 80. Show autosave you don't need if you're playing on servers. Outline selection, you do want this off. This looks a lot nicer. In-game player names, you could have this off. The only problem is on some servers they use player names to show which game modes you want to play. So if you want that like smooth sprinting effect, then I turn that off. You can, if you on like Xbox or PS4, you can have most of these on just because of how well it runs. However, if you're playing on mobile, you might want to turn these off just to get a bit of smoother gameplay. FOV can be altered by gameplay. I have off just for a smoother experience, especially with like W tapping, which I might do a tutorial on, maybe. So maybe you want to subscribe. Classic GUI, a lot easier to use, especially on mobile. If you're on Pocket Edition, change it off Pocket Edition because that's the default. You want large GUI, normally. You can have smaller GUI. See, I'm going to have large GUI just to show you, like, all this stuff. But you can have smaller GUI, and it means you can see stuff around you while in chest and stuff. However, it does also mean, especially if you're playing on a smaller screen, that it's harder to make out stuff. So, you know, do with that information what you will. Render distance, this all depends on what games you're playing and how much you need to see and how well your platform is running. Particle render distance, you want this at 100 so you can see what potion effects people have from as far away as possible. Anti-aliasing, that's your choice. Audio wise, Minecraft music probably isn't the best for when you're in an intense fight, so I'd keep that low, especially if you want to hear people. And then sound, you can put that wherever you want relative to like your base audio. Resource wise, the pack for this video is epaxial. It's an Emeline packs, but then it was put over by Crynotic. OBS is sometimes stuttery with Bedrock Edition, just because of the way it's like optimized. So if you see a few stutters here and there, it's not much I can do about it. Could play solo, or I could play duos and see what teammate we get. But yeah, I'm making a speed bridging video, where I'm gonna be like god bridging and doing different types of speed bridging, some from Java, on these like maps on cubecraft, which will be pretty cool, hopefully. So tune in for that. I didn't buy a kit. Okay. I hate how you can't hotkey because I'm not on controller right now. And wait, who just took damage? Yeah. Usually on Java Edition, you can hotkey stuff into your inventory, and it's really nice. And they don't have it here for some reason. I don't know. So we got sharpness 2 for aspect 1. Very nice. As you can see, if you're watching this and it's not too stuttery because of OBS, well, basically these settings do me pretty good. Can I kill this person because they have no armor, and then this person doesn't look very good at the game? Tell me in the comments if you want to know how I click so speedily. Because I might do a tutorial on butterfly clicking for Bedrock Edition. Or maybe even just clicking, I don't know. We team wiped, that's pretty cool. Sharpness 3. Okay. I forget I don't have 360 viewer. Oh, cave noises. You need to be able to turn those off. Why do I get cave noise? It's because they've put like these maps really low down, so the game thinks you're in a cave. Oh, hi. If you're wondering why my aim is so bad, this is like my first game on. As you can see, this is a very high level PvPer. Okay, so let's go kill people. Where are people? How many people are left? A few. Oh, I wondered why the blocks weren't placing. Okay, I just got a little bit of lag back there. Server wasn't doing too good. Okay, someone just fell in the void. Or was knocked into the void by that person. What? I forgot there's a whole... As you can see, very good at video games.